What is a product owner? Are they your boss? Does the entire Scrum team report to this person? Do they write all the user stories? Well, today we're going to find out. Hi, I'm Rob Pieper, and today we're going to learn all about the product owner role, as it is defined by the Scrum Guide. Let's start here. The product owner is accountable for maximizing the value that the Scrum team can deliver. Exactly how this is done can vary quite a bit from team to team, from organization to organization, and of course, depending on the type of product you're developing. The product owner is also accountable for the product backlog and its effective management.
A more micro form of management. Jim, what is that called?
Microregiment?
Boom, yes.
Some things the product owner might do for that backlog are developing and creating and communicating effective product goals. They're also generally responsible for creating and communicating product backlog items, all the work that lines up to a product goal which is on your product backlog. Of course, most of us know that product owners are responsible for ordering that product backlog. How you might order it is going to depend greatly on the type of organization you're in and what kind of product you're developing, but typically you're going to see the higher priority things float to the top, higher value things at the top, things that are higher bang for your buck going to be at the top, things that we shouldn't do till next week, those are going to be further down the backlog. One other thing that they do with the product backlog is ensure that it's transparent, it's understood, it's available, we all have access to it. If we can't see the product backlog, is it really transparent? Now here's something to note. The product owner is accountable for this product backlog and its management, but they may delegate the actual responsibility of the details of creating it and manipulating it to maybe somebody else on the Scrum team. Now I love this quote straight from the Scrum Guide. For product owners to succeed, the entire organization must respect their decisions.
Oh, is that so?
Is that shocking to you? The entire organization must respect their decisions? Well, hear me out. The decisions product owners make are visible in the product backlog. They're also visible in the inspectable increment at the sprint review. Get this. When you release things, you get to find out how your customers react to what you release, and that's really where you get to find out if a product owner has made the right decision. So you might think you're making the right decisions. Release, you'll find out. Assume everything you believe is valuable is just that. It's an assumption until you can validate it by the marketplace. Another thing the Scrum Guide says is that the product owner is a single person. Think of them like the CEO of your product. They get to make all the decisions, but ultimately if they're making a lot of bad decisions and customers are rejecting what they are releasing, well, you can always fire your product owner. They're not a dictator for life. But they are not a committee. So unlike Congress, we don't have to vote in order to make priority decisions. The product owner can just make those decisions all on their own. Who should be your product owner? Well, it should be somebody who has deep domain knowledge, somebody who's got a lot of background in your particular value delivery. I would not choose somebody fresh out of college. I would not choose somebody new to the company, as they might not have all the domain expertise that you need. They should have a backbone. They should know how to say no to people sometimes. They should know what things to say yes to. They should be available to your Scrum team, or the Scrum team likely won't have the ability to deliver on their expectations. They should spend enough time with the Scrum team, or they'll be surprised by the increments that are produced. So with all that said, choose the right product owner. It'll be a recipe for success. What a product owner is not is a person who writes all of your user stories and creates shovel-ready requirements. This is not the intention of the role of the product owner. If you need to write user stories, anybody on your Scrum team can write those. As a matter of fact, better if the developers are working with the product owner to create those user stories. Why do I say that? Because the developers are the ones that actually have to build the thing. So if they understand it and the work is all in their own handwriting, they're most likely going to understand what they need to do to build a successful product.
If you build it, he will come.
The product owner is also not your project manager. We don't have a role called a project manager as defined by Scrum because the entire project is basically self-managed by the entire Scrum team. If you've got some experience with product owners in your organization, leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear what you think of the role of the product owner and how it's been implemented where you work. And if you like this video, again, hit that like button. We always appreciate it. And hit the subscribe button too. And while you're at it, hit that notification bell so you get the latest updates.